¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? No!
Garavito cried out for Duran to stop. The killer just couldn't take any more. This tape, made by Colombian authorities, registered the exact moment when the world's deadliest serial killer of children confessed his crimes. Then, with terrifying detachment, Garavito related the details of his crimes. He told the investigators about the children he had murdered, the objects he used when he assaulted them, and the places where these assaults took place. Garavito defended himself by saying that in every instance, he had been possessed by a malignant spirit.
He was probably raped from age 6 to 16 or something, and he has chosen victims who are friendless and homeless, as he was.
In an effort to cooperate with authorities, Garavito provided information about the whereabouts of his victims. More bodies were unearthed. The final tally of bodies came to 140, though experts believe there could be more. In an effort to shorten his sentence, Garavito made a public apology for his crimes.
I ask the Colombian people to forgive me, to give me the opportunity which maybe I deprived many people of.
By showing regret and good behavior in jail, he will most likely walk the streets of Colombia again.
Under the current system, it is very likely that Garavito would be released. Not only likely, it's inevitable. There is no such thing as life without parole. There is no death penalty.
Under their existing law, Garavito could serve as little as 12 years. For now, new bodies continue to surface, and investigators continue to work diligently, identifying them.
Yes, the cosmos is vast and appears indifferent to our mortal schemes, but every present moment of consciousness is profound. In subjective terms, each of us is identical to the very principle that brings value to the universe.
My dude, did I ever get a hit from that fucking crack pipe of meaning with that one? It's just the archetypes and the logos just hit my face like it was a big tsunami. Man, oh man, am I fucking charged up after watching that clip. Never before have I really felt that synchronicity with the universe. You know, you think that it's out there, you think it's just kinda, but it's there, man, it's in your heart. Have you ever felt the starry sky in your heart and felt that sense of, yes, I'm here, my friends, I'm here, mama, I'm here, daddy, I belong here on this green earth.
I ask the Colombian people to forgive me.
Now, as you may or may not know, earlier in the week, I've released another one of my kind of provocative videos about a YouTuber. And it was about Mouthy Buddha. And it was the type of kind of constructive and measured criticism that people have really come to know this channel for.
I would often sit and intentionally reflect on the universe, staring at the stars, and trying to fathom how big the cosmos was, and how small I was in comparison. And I would tell myself, isn't it incredible that all of this happened by accident?
Now you're just the type of an idiot to sit around, look in the sky, and you're so, oh, the sky's so big, the universe, and I'm so small. And just like, how long can you fucking think about it, you fucking moron? Did you like spend days thinking about this shit? I'm so small. And with that behind my back, I have moved on to plotting to create more poorly watched videos on my channel, and it just kind of moved on with my week, you know? Now this Friday, just like any other Friday, I have really put my college education to use by driving for 9 hours between Cincinnati and Dayton. This happens to be not something I fucking do for fun. I mean, who fucking would? Who fucking would? I can understand people who like hit themselves with a hammer for fun more than I would ever understand somebody who would do something like that. Drive from Cincinnati to Dayton over and over again 3 fucking times. Oh, you have to be insane. In the history of human insanity, nobody has done that. I'm sure that in the history of the world, along like millions of people who live around here, nobody said, you know, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna drive for 9 hours between these 2 horrible and insignificant cities. This has occurred to nobody ever. And so as I was driving, I naturally, built up an appetite. And so at the end of my second run, just kind of heading off from Dayton to Cincinnati, I decided to, stop at the Arches, stop at McDonald's to get a bite to eat. So I drive to this familiar McDonald's to me, one that I really go to frequently. It's just there. It's there in Dayton, man, by the abandoned Walmart. Oh yeah, it's just that McDonald's. So as I drive there, I wanted to go through the drive-thru, but I see that there's a big line of cars. Sometimes, you want to beat the system, so I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna, my air conditioner actually doesn't work well in my car. It has to be like driving in a fucking fast pace in order for it to hit into gear. And so instead of sitting there and fucking sweating my balls off in this fucking line of cars, I said, motherfucker, I'm gonna beat this shit. I'm gonna go inside the building where it's nice and air conditioned, and I'm gonna get my shit. So I go in there. What a huge mistake, man. What a huge mistake. There's a line there as well. And at the very top of that line, who do I see? It's like an Amish couple. Like if you live outside of the borders of the United States, you may or may not know about the Amish, but they kind of do the whole thing like Hasidic Jews, in both cases, like fucking God wants them to wear ridiculous outfits from the 19th century. It's just something that God wants. It's just different getup, different kind of costumes. And the Amish, they go even further. They sometimes like a lot of them, depending on the community, a lot of them actually will ride around actual like horse-drawn buggies. Man, it's just something that they do. Man, it's just God wants them to have this mode of transportation. They have a bunch of kids, and ironically, even though this is the 21st century, there are more of them than ever, because they really like to bang and kind of like the Hasids. That's what they do. They wear outfits. They don't watch television. They like fuck all the time. And this is God's plan. This is what's going on. And so here I saw two elderly kind of Amish there. There's like an old man and an old woman, and it's so fine and good. Like sometimes I saw the Amish before when I, fucking rode in those fucking horrible Greyhound buses. It's just a horrible piece of shit. And seeing the Amish there kind of, I don't know, it was just something different, and I was like happy to see them. But in this case, like the thing is that these two, they weren't from the most hardcore Amish. They weren't really completely old school Amish, because I didn't see a fucking horse and buggy there. Like maybe they parked it by the fucking abandoned fucking Walmart. Maybe it was grazing there on like little vegetation around fucking broken fucking crack pipes and shit. But no, chances are they came there with the car, and they always had a kind of a different look to it, kind of the funky Amish. But they were old, and it seems like going to McDonald's was still something new to them. And I just fucking waited there for fucking 5 minutes before these motherfuckers would order a fucking McChicken or whatever the fuck they had. I mean, man, oh man, them talking with the cashier, it was like, they were fucking negotiating like fucking soul treaties, like they were negotiating fucking nuclear armament agreements. It's like somebody was playing Gorbachev and somebody was Reagan. I just wanted to fucking get my food, man, and get the fuck out of there. So now that ended. Finally they figured shit out and walked away. And then there were like some more normal people who were more familiar with McDonald's. One lady started the shit people do at McDonald's where they like start to like customizing their fucking burger. Bitch, it's like fucking pickle, no pickle, and just get the fuck out of there. Just get the fuck out of there, right? We're all peasants here. We're all fucking insignificant. And don't kind of elevate your own social status here by fucking negotiating over mayo. And it's always like some sort of, oh, this burger is no longer available, but we can take a McDouble and modify it. I just got to get the fuck out of here, please. Just order some shit from this fucking shithole. Just order some regurgitated shit and just move on. But whatever, this didn't take so long. So she went, I was next. And this lady comes into the McDonald's. And this, let me tell you, this is like, it's just what we're known here in the States. A real hefty broad, dude. a real big one, you know, a real big one, man. And it's so good. That's fine. That's fine. You measure your fucking calories. But man, she was like, I don't know if she went from a pool or she was going to a pool, but it was inexcusable. Her skimpy clothing, and it was just a disaster. Fucking Peterson and others, they bitch about the transgenders. Man, as long as everybody's fucking covered up, like burqa is really underrated. Another thing we shouldn't bitch about, highly underrated, especially here. It's just, I'm sorry. Well, anyway, it's just this girl, man. She fucking, I don't know if you're gonna get this reference, but she fucking looked like fucking Bizarre from D12, except in like very kind of form-fitting, like tight clothing, man. And it's just like, why, you know, and it's just, but why, baby, why? Like, what? And she was literally wearing like something like a shower cap, which is not offending to me otherwise, but together it just looked, you know, it just was a, I just, you know, it's just, man, I just wanted to leave, man. So finally I got my fucking order and I got the fuck out of there. And as I was driving and eating that shit, everything was sucked, the kind of corporate fucking juices were sucked out of it. And they just formed into something gelatinous in my mind. I was eating human flesh, man. That's what I was eating. And at this point in my life, that's not yet a good thing. So this was a disaster. And another 3 hours of this shit. You know, and that's just my life. So when I came home, when I got out of this hellhole, driving in my fucking van with poor air conditioning, going insane, I got home and I took a well-deserved nap. And this is what you know, it's a stupid way to nap. I'm a moron. Everything is stupid. Everything is fucking falling apart. You know, so this is one of those stupid fucking naps that just fuck your circadian rhythms in the ass. Like the alleged migrants in Sweden. This is what I do with the circadian rhythms. But anyway, I took a nap from 7 to 9 p.m. So I wake up from my nap to my phone alarm. And I look at my notifications, man. And, you know, I have this, like, app. It's like YouTube Creator Studios or whatever it's called. And it's just if you get to be, like, an important YouTube intellectual like myself, you can have this app and it just shows you comment and different depressing stats from your shitty stupid channel that you can survey at your fucking convenience, if you can even pronounce, even if you can pronounce what you're fucking saying or fucking thinking. Well, yes, so, you know, and it's just I have a notification from it, you know. I get a notification. Now, you see, this app, what it does is that it gives you a notification when somebody important posted a comment on your channel, and it's just seemingly it's like a creator with over 1,000 subscribers or some shit like that. It's just not one of your regular kind of peasant commenters, you know. It's just not one of these guys who, like, you know, think that it's okay to bitch about you know, a 40-minute video I made where I just fucking pointlessly vape as I drive for 40 minutes toward Greenville, Ohio in my cargo van. Like, some people frown on that and decide that their thoughts are worthy of my consideration. Just fucking, how about you shut the fuck up and watch it, okay? Oh yeah, I didn't make any cuts, but listen, I told a story that's important to me about my love life. Well, anyway, this time I get a notification. Who was it from, man? It was from Mouthy Buddha, man. Mouthy Buddha, with his 70,000 or whatever subscribers, has descended from his celestial sphere and left me a comment. And this comment was really caught me by surprise because it said, although some of your accusations were unfair, I felt that this was a good critique of me, and I will re-examine my life and my output on YouTube. No, well, no, actually it went something like this. You portrayed me terribly and totally misrepresented me. Would you like to hop on a stream with me for a discussion over this? Now, what's up with this sourpuss attitude? What's with this attitude, man? Like, what part of what part of my video could possibly suggest that I misrepresented him or was unfair? I don't understand. I don't understand where this negativity is coming from. But to be completely serious, it is a reasonable, completely reasonable thing to do, and he left a very civil comment considering the things I've said. You know, it's like, hey man, you took a shit on me, and you know, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk it out on a stream? I think it's completely reasonable, and naturally, after thinking about it for a very short duration of time, I naturally refused. So I did leave a long fucking War and Peace type comment below his outlining my explanation, but for the sake of pointless redundancy, I will outline my arguments here. So certainly this would have been a big opportunity for me. You know, going on a stream with Mouthy Buddha, even though he's not, I don't know, a gigantic YouTuber, he's pretty large and people know about him. And whatever, this stupid stream, wherever it would be posted, would get a couple of thousand views, and, you know, different fucking YouTubers follow that shit, each other's channels, and somebody else could find out about me, and fucking, you know, it's just maybe I would get, fucking to 1,000 subscribers or some shit, I don't fucking know. So the biggest reason I declined is simply I'd never done a stream before, so I was kind of shy and nervous about the whole kind of possibility. You see, like, when I started this channel, I was like, Ivan, you have to be more fucking energetic, you have to fucking, you know, be more energetic so people watch your shit. And as I started being more energetic, like, this horrible fucking persona that you see before you emerged. Like, this is not, I'm a very kind of a shy, timid, and reserved person in real life. But this is just a kind of a thing that emerged and now, like, took over my existence. And now whenever, like, the camera fucking comes on, I have to, you know, do this shit, you know, fuck you, I have to say dude 100 times. It's not what I say in real life. In fact, I say hardly anything in real life because I really don't fucking have a social life. But anyway, well, you know what I'm saying. And I think that in a stream, because it would be exposed. It would be exposed without the shield of my persona. I would just be like the mumbling, fucking timid, awkward immigrant that I actually am. And so the impression that would emerge out of this kind of, you know, out of this tepid presentation would be that I'm kind of sorry, you know, for doing a video about Mouthy Buddha, or that I'm now apologetic and qualifying shit. And that's not entirely true either. And the second reason why I would sound this way is because I really don't profoundly, like, care about Mouthy Buddha. I know it's hard to believe. I mean, if you've watched this channel, or even if you watch this fucking video, you know one simple truth. This whole fucking channel is a big fucking Potemkin village. It's a big lie. This whole channel is a Stalinist lie. I pretend to do videos about Jordan Peterson or whoever, Stefan Molyneux or something. But really, I'm just talking about myself. Like, it's just a big fucking lie, a big excuse. People tell me to fucking get to the point. Nobody fucking subscribes. Only schizophrenics watch this shit. And yet, it continues on. This is kind of what's going on here. The whole channel is a lie. I don't really profoundly, like, care about anybody I cover on this channel. There are people I like covering more than others, like Peterson, and the only reason I like covering Peterson is because he just kind of rambles in different directions, and I can fucking ramble on top of his shit. You know, he's so fucking random, it kind of nicely fits with my own random shit. And so with Mouthy Buddha, you know, like, the kind of anger that emerges, like, sometimes I watch my own videos, and you know, I'm like, where the fuck is this anger coming from? Because I really don't care about this person, but why am I getting so worked up? And this is, like, honestly, like, I'm surprised about it, because none of this happens when I'm editing the video, when I'm preparing the fucking materials, pulling the clips. Like, there is zero anger there. And then, like, when I turn on the camera, I become a lunatic, and the only explanation is just having to do with my fucking life and hating to be stuck in traffic for my job, and this unhinged fucking anger, like, emerges in these videos where I have the illusion that it's entertaining. But I really have no anger about Mouthy Buddha. Like, the two things I covered in that video, one was his video about the Jews. Now, I strongly disagree with it. I happen to not hate the Jews. I don't think about ethnic groups as moral categories one way or the other. You know, it's so, you know, like, I don't like it. And I mean, obviously, hundreds of thousands of people died because of these kind of stereotypes, and with the Jews it didn't just happen in the Holocaust. I don't like it, right? It's a garbage video. And the other one, the one that I've kind of spent my time criticizing, is just this kind of a goofy video where he talks about him and his regard for Sam Harris, and then how fucking Jordan Peterson entered his life, and how he kind of likes Peterson but still kind of likes Harris. It's just a goofy YouTube video that I don't give a shit about. Like, I would never, like, in my personal life, I would never, hardly, very little possibility that I would watch it, let alone have some sort of a strong opinion about it that I would talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's just something I did for the channel. And so if I appeared in a stream with him, like, I couldn't exactly, like, regenerate that anger, because it's not real. And I mean, I guess we could talk about whether the Jews fucking run, you know, Arby's or something. I mean, it's just so, I declined on that, you know, for those reasons. And so you might ask a question, Ivan, are you an amoral troll? Are you just a piece of shit troll? Dude, like, guess the answer to this one. Are you fucking retarded? Anyway, I have this ideal in my head of being the enlightened troll. You know, like, trolling is just has a wide variety of meanings. Like, when a serial killer stalks his victims, you know, it could be described as trolling. Like, BTK described his activities in this way. And of course, trolling could mean like bullying autistic kids or teenagers or whatever, or autistic kids and teenagers fucking bullying other people. I mean, it's just kind of, it goes around in this cycle of evil. But to me, the redeeming aspect of trolling is this aspect of trolling when a troll really bursts the absurdity of something. Like, he just kind of bursts a certain bubble. And that's what I would like to strive toward. I just want to burst the absurdity of, you know, the big fucking bubble around Peterson. It's the bubble that attracts me. It's not Peterson. It's just this bubble filled with fucking logos and lobsters and archetypes that I want to fucking pop. Peterson just is just one of the things in there. He just like is at the core of the bubble with the lobsters, but, you know, obviously without the bubble, Peterson would have fewer interest to me. And the enlightened troll would be the uber troll that has no preference, like a troll without an agenda, like a troll that has given up the self. You know, he has become a bodhisattva troll, and he would just troll different people, and by watching the troll's video, you would know where his politics are, you would know why what is the political agenda or anything like that behind trolling a specific person. It's just the bubble would pop. The bubble of fucking absurdity, of seriousness around that would pop. Now, chances are I'll never be this enlightened troll, but this is what I want to be. In this case, like, I really don't have, like, I'm on the left, but I don't really have a profound agenda to destroy anything or anyone. I just fucking want to troll. I want to talk about life and the absurdity of life. And talking about life to me is more interesting than talking about these stupid videos. But since we live in that environment, I might as well use them as a platform. So that's basically what I'm doing. And in that case, like, going on a stream and like talking about my politics or my ideas, it's something that I would have been interested in my 20s, but now, like, everything has died inside of me. Everything is dead. You know, I just want to, like, walk into McDonald's and walk out quickly without any kind of unseemly sights, you know. Like, I just want to, like, drive at night. I want to, like, go to the store at night. I really hate people, and I don't know, I just kind of, I'm moving through life like a zombie, you know, just waiting to pop into my grave and trying to do some shit before that happens, but not very enthusiastically, man. Now, I really can't close up this discussion before I mention another person that I have quarreled with, and that's fucking Rationality Rules. You see, Mouthy Buddha did an honorable thing. He kind of, you know, he was like, hey man, you want to talk about it? Motherfucking Rationality Rules will not acknowledge me. Rationality Rules, you lazy-eyed piece of shit cunt. You know who I am. Fucking, you know my name, motherfucker. You speak my name. In fact, if you Google Rationality Rules, you know, I'm gonna be there in the top search results. Now, not necessarily in the whatever, maybe the second page, alright, man, but I'm there, man. One time I was looking for a picture of this asshole for a different video, And I was looking at pictures, and one of the first things that came up in my Google search was my own thumbnail, my video's thumbnail for him. Motherfucker, I'm on your radar, and you're afraid to fucking acknowledge me. You little pussy, you little bitch. Motherfucker. You know, even though Mouthy Buddha and I are further apart on the political spectrum, infinitely further apart, it's you, you piece of shit. Let's go on let's hop on the stream. I'll fucking cuck you at any time, motherfucker. Well, no, let's not do that. Because I honestly like give less shit about you than I even do about Mouthy Buddha. Okay, my friends, well, this horrible, out-of-control fucking video, it's over, man. It's over, just stop watching right now. I just noticed that this kind of is a pile of shit, this video, and since I've recorded it, I'm now gonna put it out. But it's a complete failure, it's a piece of shit, so I might as well use a few last minutes of it when nobody's watching. Maybe just as a personal diary, for future reference. You know, and just mention some random things about my life. Just really random, insignificant things that really of no value to anyone and shouldn't be watched, okay? So the first thing I'd like to mention is that, dude, like recently I woke up and it turned out that I was sleeping on my fucking arm and hand. I was sleeping on them, and so I got the case of the tingles. Now the thing about this case of the tingles, man, is that it was pretty severe. Well, in a sense that it was pretty intense to begin with. I really felt some tingles, man. But then it wouldn't go away for like 40 minutes to an hour, and that scared the shit out of me. I was like, you know, we really undervalue our limbs, and we don't think about them as much as we should. And it's just we take for granted that they move when we want them to move. And my limbs certainly moved, but there were the tingles, man. And I like started Googling, you know, oxygen deprivation to the nerves or whatever. And nothing really in this World Wide Web, you know, really kind of answered my questions. But the tingles went away and I forgot about it. But I often get the case of this shit. I often deal with this because, number one, I use nicotine and all the time, and it plays some sort of a role. And especially when I was using like higher levels of nicotine, I would have it all the time. It was really intense. And aside from that, like I have horrible ability to regulate my sleep cycles. And so every time I have to like force myself into sleep. Like right now it's 2 a.m. in the morning. And anyway, I'll have to like take sleep aids like immediately right now to like go to sleep at like 3:30 or 4 or something. It's really out of control, and I think between like the sleep medication and this constantly happens. But the worst thing that ever happened to me is when my arms went completely numb and I couldn't move them or feel them. And so I just woke up and, you know, I had the experience of like paralyzed arms, and they were just dangling there like two huge dicks or something. I'm not gay, it's just a metaphor that popped into my head. Alright, there was just like these bags of bone. It was really fucking scary, man. Very fucking scary. The second thing I'd like to mention is a weird dream that I had. Now, I normally don't dream. I don't have dreams normally, so this one really stood out. Now, in this dream, I was driven to a pet store. And I don't know by whom, that didn't register. And when I came to this pet store, man, there was like a booth for kids, kind of like a booth, you know, like when you come to a medical appointment and there's a little kind of area for kids. Well, I was put there and there was a television, and this was like a therapy session, psychological therapy. And the person who was my therapist was fucking Charlie Rose. It was Charlie Rose. And I was like talking to him and confining, you know, my feelings or whatever. That also like wasn't very specific, but when I was finished, like the lady said, Charlie Rose is a pervert. I was like, oh, I remember that he had all the sexual harassment thing and he lost his show. And she's like, yeah, he's a pervert and we don't trust him. I was like, okay. I mean, this wasn't the exact, you know, dialogue, but it was just along those lines. And she's like, so instead, you know, we just have tapes of him. We have cut and paste tapes of him that we use for therapeutic purposes. So basically I was like, this whole time I was talking to Charlie Rose, and there's just different cut and paste clips of him, you know, kind of giving me responses, and I was like, I guess he has a therapeutic voice and you can't get it go to waste. But beyond that, this whole time there was a camera over me, and there were two women looking and basically like laughing at me. But not laughing because I was talking to Charlie Rose in this kids area in a fucking pet store. But they were laughing because like I had a pimple or like my skin tone they didn't like. It was just a weird thing. And well, you know, how can you not hate women after this? This is how people join the men's rights movement. But I really don't, I don't think there's any meaning to this dream. It's just a collection of like different reflexes and anxieties in your head that just jumble together when random parts of your head light up while you sleep. I mean, I think that it's just different shit lights up, and when it makes a connection, it kind of imprints on memory more than other activities in the brain. That's my theory about sleep. I don't think there is like some profoundly deep associations there. Aside maybe it can tell you what your powerful associations are, like anxiety about women maybe got activated in my brain and connected with all this other shit. Alright, and the last thing I'd really like to note is if you're still watching, maybe you want to give me input about sound quality, because check this out, dude. I did get a new microphone. Look at this piece of shit microphone. Guess how much it costs? $200 fucking dollars. And the thing is, like, the buttons on it are so fucking flimsy. They're so flimsy. And if you want to ever have a YouTube channel or whatever, have some sort of sound quality that's above what your baseline camera microphone provides, you know, here's the tip, dude. You can get this kind of a lavalier microphone that I've been using before with a battery for like $20 or $30, and then if you want equivalent sound quality without having a lavalier fucking microphone, then yeah, you have to go to like $200. I've tried $40 microphone and it was a piece of shit. So this is where we're at. And realistically, like, I've listened to obviously my videos once I've started with this microphone on the last one, and I can't really say that the sound is really profoundly superior in this. In fact, it could be inferior, but I was just too lazy to like constantly have this clipped on and could be connected with a cord to the camera. It's just like, I'm an artist. I have to like jump into my bullshit, and then I want to get up with no abstractions, and you know, this thing was constantly tangling together because I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot, okay? I'm a lazy fucking idiot. So now I'm free with inferior sound. I had to like take out the battery from this with the pliers, because the tiny battery, I never knew when to change the fucking battery, so it was a pain in the ass. Well, my friends, if you've noticed change in the quality of sound, let me know, and then I will do absolutely nothing about it. Thank you for watching.